Okay, I think it's working now. Basically, this is a stream showing making a hat from scratch. So, yeah. What should we make? Does anybody have an idea? I'm just gonna go ahead and let people hop in and give the ideas because I don't see any. Which hat? We're okay. So one stipulation though, we have to make it not copyright. So I can't really do Nightmare Before Christmas. Um, but if you wanted specific things like a ghost or I don't know, some kind of other Halloween thing, we can go ahead and make that. A jack-o'-lantern, I actually like that idea. A fruit hat. I'll let some other ideas come in and then we can choose from that list. This is my first time using Stream. Actually, it's my second time using Streamlabs, so I'm still working out all the bugs, trying to learn how to go live properly with this thing. So there may be a few hiccups. Like at some point, I'm going to be doing textures, and I usually use my drawing tablet for those textures. Um, yeah, so, and it's on my second monitor, and I don't know. Actually, maybe I could create a new source real quick showing the second monitor. Bear with me. All right. Almost there. Fedora made from bats. Okay, I think I've got an idea. Let's do I think we should do a jack-o'-lantern and it has a ghost coming out of it and then there's like a lid for the jack-o'-lantern, like the top of it. I think that would be really fun. Okay, let's see. Oh, we're in the second monitor right now. Let me switch back over. Oh, it's um it's showing the wrong stuff here. Yeah, like I said, I'm brand new to this program, so all right, let's change the settings here. That's weird. It should let me like create a new thing, add a new source instead. Add source. Okay. Now this should work. For some reason, I can't use window capture for just Blender, and I don't understand why. Okay, so when we move over to the second monitor, that's when we'll switch it, but until then, we'll just stick with this. Alright, so the plan is basically this. I'm going to open up Paint here, and I'll show you what I'm thinking. So, let's make, it'll be, yeah, let me just go way too technical with this. Use that as a background color. Alright, I'm gonna make it orange for a pumpkin. And we'll do this. Welcome to the stream, Ducky. Glad to have you with us. Alright, so we're gonna have a pumpkin thing. And the top of it, and I'm drawing this with a mouse, by the way, so it's not gonna be the best. Alright, we'll cut the top of the pumpkin off. And it'll have, like, you know, pumpkin eyes. However pumpkins look with, you know, their faces like, yeah. No, I am not a UGC creator, but I am just creating hats and things for Roblox just because, like, I'd like to get more practice with it. So, anyway, we're also gonna have, so this will be the head, and then we'll have the top of the pumpkin. And it'll be like, you'll see this little thing. And then we're gonna have some green on the top of it. Like that. And there's gonna be a little ghost coming out of the pumpkin. It'll just kind of be like, I don't know, some ghostly shape. And it'll look like this. So, yeah. Jellyfans, this is not probably going to be uploaded to the Roblox catalog. This is just modeling something for fun. People are always asking me to make some models and show how to do it, so that's what I'm doing here. It'd be cool if this got added, but I don't think it will, because I'm not in the UGC program. So, I don't know. We'll see. I applied to the program, so hopefully something happens. Okay, so this is our goal here. It's just this it's just this little ghost popping out. Actually, in a way, it reminds me of Ducky's avatar. How they usually dress on Roblox. Let me show you, so if you're not aware. Let me just fill that in. Okay, so let me just show you. Don't worry, I'm just pulling it up on over here. Let's see. Okay, I need to go into my friends because there's a lot of people with duck in their name. Okay, Roblox is being pretty slow. There we go. See this? I love this avatar. So you can see it kind of resembles this a little bit. It wasn't what I was thinking about, but now that I see it drawn out, it kind of reminds me of the same type of thing. 'Cause it's like popping out of the duck, and there's a tiny duck on top. But okay, that's enough of that. Okay, let's get down to business. First thing I like to do when I'm working with spheres is I don't like to just delete the cube and then add a UV sphere, because there are a lot of faces there. So what I like to do is I'll add a modifier and then I'll subdivide the surface, and I'll do that a couple of times. Let's see, probably bring it down a little bit. You got to keep things low polygon for Roblox, just so it doesn't have to load so much information. Especially with hats and stuff, like people, I mean, just imagine, have you ever been on a server with tons of people on it and it tends to get really crowded and really laggy? Well, the game is trying to process what everybody's wearing and each individual polygon on that. So the textures need to stay low, and the polygon count needs to be low, and all the vertices and stuff, so it's easier to compute. Okay, so I'm going to add subdivision surface on this. Oh no, I'm not. I'm going to add a cast to it, so it becomes more of a sphere. We'll put the ratio to 1, or the factor to 1, I mean. Okay, now I'm just going to say, because I want to be able to affect this geometry. Let's see. I'm just trying to think, because maybe the other one would be better, because we're going to be making a pumpkin shape. So just how the geometry works with the UV sphere, I think that's what we want. But normally I would just do that other thing. And I just switched over to Blender 2.9 to get used to it. And I switched over my mouse button inputs. Usually I'm used to right clicking and selecting stuff with that. But I switched it over because Roblox Studio uses a different thing, and whenever I switch between the programs, it's kind of confusing. So bear with me if I'm a little bit slow. Alright. Okay. Let's do that. The goal with this is to try and come up with some kind of pumpkin shape, and I think I just did something really awful for it. Yeah, this is switching my controls is not a good thing to do just before a stream. Okay, that looks good. Let's switch this mode over to sharp. Maybe not. Root. That's weird. Oh, I unchecked that. Okay. Let's try sharp again. Okay, so we've got, looks like a basic pumpkin shape. I'm going to take this further and just kind of hit 7 on the keyboard. Okay, you know what? We're going to preferences, and I'm going to change how it how the selecting works, because I'm just struggling with changing that. Okay. All right. There we go. Now now we'll be able to do stuff. Okay, so I'm going to select this edge loop. In fact, I'm going to switch over to this now. Let's select these right here, and then we'll count. So how many did we do? 1, 2, 4 in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then select this one. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then select this one. One, two, three, four. We'll select this one. And this is basically just getting a pumpkin look. Alright. Hold on. Let's see. We'll just do it in quarters. That's my idea now. We'll just do it so that we select that one. It's going to be cut kind of like a pizza. So, cut like that. And it'll just keep it symmetrical so we can actually use the mirrors to do things. Cuts work time in half. How's it going, Jaden? Welcome to the stream. Okay. There we go. Now we can make our pumpkin. Alright. Use that, and then I'm going to scale it smaller inside. So let's switch from the wireframe so you can see what's happening here. So you can do a lot of fun stuff. I'm just going to do that. Okay. It looks like with Blender 2.9 they got rid of our little vertice count we had in the corner here. And I relied on that. I don't know how to get it back. Oh, why did I update this before stream? Okay. It's alright, everyone. Let's see if we can find the option here. I'm just gonna go ahead and Google it real quick. Okay, it looks like we gotta find something called viewport overlays. um, let's see where we find that. Where's help? Oh, okay. I was hoping there would be a search and help. Let's see. Okay, it's saying there's like an option called viewport overlays, but it's not saying how to open the option menu. Maybe if I hit N. View. Okay, nope. It's important to have the count of all the vertices because you just want to keep that really low. Sometimes you go over and you have to find a way to budget how many vertices you've spent. Maybe it's in window. Ah. So this is just to kind of show I'm not really a complete pro at Blender. There's still some things that I have to learn. But when I get into the modeling part, that's where I'll do the best. Uh, so let's see. Viewport overlay, Blender 2.9. Open viewport overlay options, Blender 2.9. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to show you what I'm seeing here so that you can also be frustrated. Look at this. It says viewport overlays, which is what we want to open. Viewport display, viewport overlays. But it doesn't say, it says using the viewport overlays pop-up over settings for the overlays can be configured. There's a switch to turn off all overlays for the 3D viewport. The options are visible in the pop-up over depend on the, wait, what? Yeah, the options that are visible in the pop-up over, the pop-over depend on the mode that the 3D viewport is in. But I'm not seeing how to open the options. This guy's just got it open here. Doesn't really say how to open it. Ah. Interface. Okay. Preferences. Viewport. Okay, we'll go to interface. Status bar. Scene statistics. There it is. There it is. Oh hey, how's it going, YouTubers? Intros TM. I'm doing the best I can here, folks. Okay, we got it. We got it. Still didn't figure out how to open that viewport overlay, but we don't need that anymore. So now let's go into, we're going to edit mode, and I'm gonna just delete this here. Let's delete that vertice. Gonna hit Alt, select that. Looks like we're currently at 481 vertices. So, okay, now I'm gonna hit Control F. We're gonna do a grid fill. Let's see if there's a way for me to show my keys, because I kind of want to show that too, so that, you know, you can all follow along and see what I'm doing there. Okay, so let's go into preferences, add-ons, let's see. A lot of add-ons. Let's see if there's a way to share key stroke. Storks. .9. Oh, I have to download it. I don't even know which one it is. We're not going to do that this time. Let's not worry about that. Okay, but if we want to flatten all this out, I'm just going to go to this, select all these. We're going to face mode. I don't want this. This is a lot of polygons, like more than we need. I'm going to reduce that later on, but in just a little while. So Control F again. And what we want to do is flatten them. So actually, we want to hit W. Alright, switching over to Blender 2.9 was a mistake, because they changed some things on me, and it's... oh my gosh. I should have the option for loop tools, is what it's called. And then I just go to those and flatten that. Let's see if I still have Blender 2.8 installed, and then we might switch over to that, because this is just ridiculous today. I need to poke around with this more. Just before the stream I downloaded this and was like, it should be pretty good. We'll do fine. I guess we're not doing fine. We're not okay. So let me save this as the stream pumpkin hat inside of my other things. And of course all of my favorite things have disappeared. My favorite folders don't exist, so I have to find them. Just make a new folder. Call it Axel Hats. There we go. And we'll save this as untitled. Alright, now let's get Blender 2.83 again. Previous versions. All previous versions. Alright, Blender 2.83. There we go. And we're running Windows 64. That's the one we want, I think. Just gonna extract this to 3D space again. Alright, just made a new folder. Space. Okay, let's see. Oh man. Where is it? Where did it go? Oh. See it when I open that folder up, it should. There should be an exe somewhere in there. Okay, here it is. Oh, okay, there we go. Let's check our loop tools. Ah, there they are. There they are. Okay, but I think I was being a weenie. Let's see. Let's open 2.9. I think I needed to enable it in my add-ons, and I just wasn't thinking about it. Yep, that's what it was. So we installed the Blender 2.8 again for no reason. Let's just go back to it. I'll close this Blender 2.8. Okay. Now when we do this and go to loop tools, it'll have flatten. And now it's flat. So let's just clap about that. That's a good thing. Okay. Now we can do a couple of things here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 7 on the keyboard, and I'm going to do this. Right? Now, oh wait, you just select all those too, because that's going to be a piece that goes up with the rest of the pumpkin. Okay, I'm going to do something pretty neat here. So I'm going to hit P, and then by selection, and that'll separate this one object into two. So now we can move this around and, just have a good time with it. So I'm going to hit G and then Z. We'll move it up like that. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is hit 1 on this, go back into edit mode, and we're going to make the face now. So, to make a face, we do something like this. Actually, let's just delete half the pumpkin. And I'm going to add a mirror modifier to it. Okay. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is select these points. And we've got some duplicate points for some reason. See if I move things. Wait. I don't know why that happened. Okay. Merge it last. Maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe what we want to we want to separate these faces into triangles here. Oops. Alright, so now we've got 2 triangles. We'll just do that, because it's happy pumpkin. This is a happy thing. Okay. Let's delete this face. Alright, and then these additional faces, we're gonna just delete those. So now we're getting something resembling what we want to do. Okay, that was weird. And I'm going to actually switch this over to connected only and back to the smooth. Alright, now I'm going to select this line here. Gonna make some teeth. Okay, so now we've got something looking like this. It says we've only got 1 viewer, so I'm just curious to see who that is. So if you're still in the stream, go ahead and say hello. Seems like it's nobody. Nobody's here with me, so I guess the pressure's off now. I'll just keep doing this. I'm going to apply this. And then add a solidify modifier on. Oh, you're still here, YouTubers intros. I'm glad. Okay, this is a cool thing because we can change the thickness of our pumpkin. See that? That's what we want. Okay, so now we have a thick pumpkin. That seems to be about right to me. And let's add the subdivision or the solidify modifier to this too. See if that'll do something for us. One thing it does is adds a bunch of extra vertices on the inside that I don't want, so we're gonna have to clean that up, but I think it's done a pretty good job so far. So we go into edit mode. Okay, and you also go by Foxy now too, right? Okay, we have to apply this before we can edit it. Same with this one. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. Okay, now it'll let us. Okay, we want none of these vertices that are down here. Don't want these ones on the inside either. Okay, that's looking rather clean. Let me hit Alt on this. W, tools. No, we want to do Control F and then do grid fill. That gives us a solid thing there. Okay, so right now, as it sits, we're at 389 vertices and 387 vertices, or 387 faces, which is good because we have many left over to be able to make. Okay, well the number just changed. So we don't have as many left over to make the ghost as I thought. But that's okay. We can get rid of some of these other ones that we're not going to use. So let me select this, and then hit this. We'll fill the inside of the... Just going to select the inner part of this. Go inside here. Actually, we're going to start out by merging by distance. That might remove some extra vertices. Alright, I'll take that. That looks good to me. Oh, nope, the teeth. So I'm going to walk it back until we have the teeth intact, and then I'm going to hit enter. Ah, welcome here, Icy Boy. Alright. So I'm going to just give this a bit of a crooked stem. In case you weren't here at the beginning of the video, this is what we're going for here. Something like this. Just this little ghost coming out of a pumpkin. So that's what we got. Oh, this is... Oh, you're still the same person. Oh, that's okay. That's alright. I'm gonna go ahead and make a post to Twitter. Just to make sure other people know that this is going on. Okay, I just said live now. Come join us. Tweet. We have tons of tabs open, so these should be closed. Okay. I can actually get rid of all of these. So let me switch this to, yeah, it's connected only. Oh, thanks, Davion. Oh, you should have seen the stream just earlier. It was a hot mess. It was really bad. But we got it sorted out, didn't we? Icy. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. This is just trying to optimize vertices. Because this is a hat, nobody's gonna really look inside of it. Thanks, Davion. Suddenly we've got all kinds of things happening outside too. There's a garbage truck running around, and there's a there's a plane flying overhead. So it's a good time. I think we're symmetrical. Actually, the bottom's not, but that's okay. We'll fix it later. Let's see what we just did here. Nope, that was not desirable. There. Oh, that's pretty good. That's what we wanted there. Select all of them. It looks like we've got 726 vertices, whereas before we almost had over 1,000. So that's pretty good. Let's see if we can make a ghost. Oh, for people's enlightenment, we've got this reference image. So yeah, we're gonna make a ghost popping out of a pumpkin. Should be pretty fun. Okay. Let's make the ghost. For this, I'm going to start with a cube. I'm going to delete that one because it's the wrong spot. Cursor to world origin, Shift A, cube, We'll scale it down. We're going to subdivide it. And we'll make it subdivide 3 times. Maybe less. Okay. We'll just make it that the ghost's face. Let's see this. Yeah. And we're going to do the same thing we did at the beginning, where we cast it. Welcome back from lunch, Ducky. Okay, end sphere. Set that to 1. Alright, then we apply these. Into Blender 2.9, there's not just an apply button, you have to actually hit this drop down arrow here. Then we go into edit mode. Click that bottom button there. Hit G. And that will allow us to make the ghost shape. I'm hair dyeing the pumpkin. Okay. Let's shade this smooth. I'm in the wrong mode for that. Shade smooth. And shade smooth. We want to change that one to auto smooth so it does it how we want. That looks pretty good to me. Even the stem looks really nice. And I'm gonna rotate this. It's funny, it's kind of there. Okay, so this is a hat, so we have to find a way to like cover the player's head a little bit, I think. So let me go back into wireframe so I can actually see the end of this ghost. Oh, Creekcraft's going live. Okay, well, enjoy that. There, I think that'll cover the player's head. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a different material so you can tell what things are. We're not doing, this isn't textures yet. This is just to kind of separate things so we know how it's gonna end up looking roughly. So yeah, let's add a new material, duplicate it, make it yellow, and I'm gonna do this bit of magic. Okay. Yeah, that's doing it pretty good. Okay, we're getting there. Alright, we're just making this thing stem colored, just so we can have an idea of what this stuff's gonna look like. Okay, how many verts are we at? This whole thing, we have 824 verts. So we're golden. We can add more. But I'm not going to right now because I don't think they're necessary. Just let me make some more allowance for the player's head on the inside of this. Okay. So what I'm probably going to try is adding cube like this. Move it here. Scale it down. This is going to become the ghost's eyes, or one of them. Eventually it'll be two. Okay. Nice. I kind of want the mouth to go in though. So I've got an idea. What I propose to do is I'm gonna duplicate the ghost in case we make changes later on and we don't want that. We're not going to show it in renders. I'm going to add a modifier to this called a boolean, and I'm going to select the mouth. And hit enter. Or no, just have to do that. Now where the mouth was, I move it and the mouth is actually concave now. As you can see. And I'm going to hide that. Go back into edit mode and change some things around. Okay, now that I've done that though, I have to to recalculate some things. So okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Alright. Now I'm going to shift D on this. Scale that down just a hair. And yeah, I mean that'll be that. That makes a nice little mouth for our ghosts. Let me just assign material here. Oh. Create a new material, create a second new material, and it'll be that one. Assign, and there we go. Wait, we don't even need that. All we needed to do was this. Oh. There. And then we have to remember to make sure this line, if I hit Alt and select it, will it do it? No. Okay. We just have to remember when we're UV editing, which is what the next step is actually, so we might as well get into it. We have to make sure it knows that that's a separate spot, because how we're going to tile that is going to be kind of interesting to save space. So the texture we're using is going to be really low resolution to help with Roblox, so it can process it better. So we do interesting things to make it look like it has more pixels than it does. Okay. So I'm going to edit this. Mark seam. Okay. A. UV unwrap. Okay. Because I'm going to do the ghost all one color, I don't need to worry about making other seams. I just need a seam between the white area and the black area. So the black area I'm going to make real small, like, just going to put it right here in the corner. And then I'm going to do the same for this thing. Make it really small. And put it in this corner, or just right over here. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for the eyes. So let's go into edit mode. This will make sense in just a sec. Okay, so if I were to take all these things, hit Control J, now they should have the same UV info. For example, let me go into Texture Paint now, and there it is. So we see our UV maps down here. We need to create some data, so I'm going to hit Material. Oh, actually I'm going to remove the extra material from the objects real quick, so it's all using one. Okay. Let's go back into Texture Paint. We're going to add a texture into this one. It's going to be called Base Color. Make it small. Alright. Now, wherever we have the eyes on the map, we're going to paint like this. Oh, we need to open that. We're going to do this. And it just colors all the things, all the UV maps that we did right there, all the same color. Okay, now it's time to start unwrapping the pumpkin. And it's mirrored for the most part. So actually I'm going to go into edit mode, go to mesh, and then say symmetrize. Alright, UV. And now I have to actually do UV things. So I'm going to do the same thing for the inside of the pumpkin too, because I don't really need a bunch of detail on the inside. So let's just do this. Mark that seam, and I'm pretty much going to mark the seam around the mouth. Okay. Now I'm going to do a seam here. And actually, we could just get away with doing seams like this. Wherever it's indented like this, we can do a seam, and that'll help us in the long run. Oh, except we got this weird stuff going on the bottom of the pumpkin. Okay, there should be something we can do about that, so that they're all like in the same shape of pieces. Yeah, okay, I got an idea. I'm gonna do this. I'm going to delete those vertices. We don't need those. But we do need to do this now. We need to reattach all these things. So I think a faster way to do this still is this. This should save us time with texturing too. Oop. Okay. That's nice. Now what I can do is split it like I was doing. Okay, that's nice. Now I just hit A and then unwrap, and unwraps it like that. So that's good. Now what I'm going to do is line these islands up with each other. So we go into UV editing mode, hit L, okay, hold on. Before I unwrap it, I'm actually going to delete half the pumpkin so that we have half of it to rearrange like this. It'll make sense in just a moment. Okay. UV editing. Unwrap. Good. Then I'm going to stack these. Okay, it looks like this top one is not quite the same shape. Oh wow, they're really stuck together. I don't know why. Come on. Okay, well, it's alright. All we have to do is line up these edge vertices here, and it shouldn't make a huge difference. We're gonna have to stack the other ones like just like this as well, so we're good. Alright, now I'm gonna do this one. Cinchy piece of cake. Alright, I'll just move these points around. Okay. Alright. And then this little bit, I can scale that down and, oops. Put it next to the other things. Actually, I don't want all of them stacked on top of each other because it looks like we've got a ton of room after what we've just done for other details. So yeah. um, let's do this. We're gonna do every other one. Okay, looks like that's not doing what we want. So I'll just go into this mode. No, we're fine. Okay. I guess the rest of the space can be taken up by this thing. So I'll use up the rest of the size with this thing. Alright, so basically what we're doing is packing these efficiently. I should actually scale this one down so I have more room for this. We want to keep things away from the edge as much as possible, just to give it seam allowance. Okay, looks like this is the top. Let's do that. Okay. Alright, now if we select all of it, oops. Okay, we just applied that. see what number this starts to get smooth at. 39.2. Let's try 39.2 here. Didn't make a change, so that's good. Alright, so let's select all these things again. Join them. There we go. Okay. We're going to save this as... Actually, let's go into texture paint mode again. And we have to remove all of the materials off of this object. Except for material 3, we want material 3. Okay. Yeah. We just want one material because it's going to use all the same textures. So, hey Masterminds, welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm just seeing your message now. People haven't really been speaking a lot in the stream, so I haven't been glancing at it frequently. Let's crank that up just to, nope, we don't need more. Let's put it back down to 39. Okay. Let's go back into the texture paint. Select all of it. Go back into texture paint mode. Oh, hi Cupcake Plays. So I'm making a UGC item that probably won't be used in UGC, because I'm not a UGC creator. But it would be cool if it were used as a UGC at some point. There, just smoothing that out. Okay. Welcome to the stream, Ashy. Alright, now we're about to texture this bad boy, so I'm going to switch over to the second monitor in just a minute. Just giving it a look at. Okay, let me go into texture paint. Now we go here, and we want to create a new base color, which we already have. For some reason it deleted it. So I'm going to do this. Pretty sure, yep, that's where they are. There we go. Now we can see where our islands are. Well, good luck with your computer, Ashy. going to change the bleed over to 5 pixels wide. You'll see why in just a minute. Okay, we're going to actually color that part last, I think. Let me just fill this with orange, because there's a lot of orange on our pumpkin. Okay, there we, well, we want that. We want the whole thing to be orange. Okay, that's good enough for now. Oh wait, we wanted to change that to white. There we go. Now I'm going to get that color there. I might want to do a darker orange as the base. I usually like to work my way lighter. Work up from a dark color. Okay. Now let me get this color again. Oh my goodness, I keep messing up which part I'm working on. Okay, so that's our basic color laid down. We need to go back into UV editing before we do anything more and select all these things. We were just overlapping there and we don't want that. Alright, that's saved as pumpkin ghost hat texture. This is not the final texture, by the way. I'm just getting it saved so we have so that we have it saved. Because last time I was working on a hat, I didn't save the texture and I walked away from my computer for a minute. When I came back, it had forgotten the texture, so I had to redraw it. So this is just to get something saved. Yeah, I know, Davion. It's a habit. It's from me thinking. When I'm thinking, I come up with a plan and then I'll just be like, okay, because I've been tossing it around inside of my brain. We're gonna move over to screen 2. So let's see. There we go. This is my drawing tablet. So I needed to move it over to it so I can draw my textures. Nice. I'm gonna put my special drawing glove on too, because sometimes your hand sticks to the screen a little bit when you're drawing, and it's not pleasant. There. So I just do stuff like this. Just lay down some highlights. And I like to change the material so it has no specular, and then I go into this window here. I like to hand draw my textures. It gives it an interesting look, I think. And then once you're getting into it, you just want to look around, make sure everything's looking good. I know it's the same texture all the way around the pumpkin, but you still want to be very careful, because sometimes it'll look wrong from a different angle, and you just want to be sure. And we'll do the middle here. I'll add just a little more highlight right there, because that's probably where the light would be hitting it anyway. We've got a little bit of a crease showing up here. So what I'm going to do to fix that is just pull out this smudge tool. And that quickly removes it. Alright. That's nice. Let's do this one. It's not going to be the same though. It's not going to... because we mapped the UVs of the pumpkin to be overlapping each other, that's why it did what it did here. So this isn't going to do the same thing. We have to do that manually for each. It's not a big deal. It's just this small bit, so. it's like actually painting. I did a lot of oil painting and stuff like that in school, so just develop the quick motions and confident strokes. Alright, that's looking pretty good. There's just a little more to do. That looks pretty good to me. Alright, let's do the stem here. Let me check what the chat is saying too, because I haven't seen it. Imagine if my PC died right now. No. Let's just do something real quick just to avoid that. Because it happens. It really does. Like, you'll be in the middle of something and it's really nice looking and it's just how you wanted it, and then boom, power goes out. And we don't want that. We don't want that here. Okay. That's good. And I'm just gonna do this. Nope, I'll do it with my mouse. The mouse tends to be more opaque than my pen, because I think it's pressure sensitive here in Blender. So I'll just do something like that. Okay. Use this dark green that we just got. Just draw pumpkin viney things. Accidentally right-clicked with my pen because there are buttons on it right where I grab it to draw, so that's real fun. And I'll just do it over here. Nice. I'll just do a swirl or something at the top here. And I'm going to fade it into this top of this pumpkin a little bit. In fact, I'm going to do that over here. Okay, there's that part. We just have one more as far as I'm concerned. And that's this down here. So I'm actually just going to whip out this smear. Maybe I'll just color it. There. We're going to use the smear in just a second though for it. Let's see, I think that's... yeah, that's the top there. Wherever there's a seam, I just like to smear back and forth. Gets rid of the seam pretty good. And sometimes it's neat to just smear downward. Just anything you can do to add more texture, really. Texture just helps keep things interesting. So you'll see this as I do this. We pretty much have it though. Okay, let's see what our vertice count is, because I think I want to do something. I kind of want to make it a cartoon ghost popping out of the pumpkin. We certainly don't have enough polygons or vertices allowance left over to let us outline the whole pumpkin, but we do have enough to make the ghost again. So what I'm going to do is go into edit mode, or let me save this first. Save our textures. Now what I'm going to do is go into edit mode, unselect all that, hit L on just the ghost part, Shift D, and then scale that up. Just a hair. And then I'm going to change it. I'm going to flip the normals on it. And now I'm going to go into UV editing mode. Select that. I'm going to move it over to here. So now it'll look like this. But if we put back face culling on, oh, go back into edit mode and actually let me delete this. Try that again. So I'll duplicate it and then I'm gonna alt scale it. And that'll scale it on the normals. Okay. Now I can do this. Flip the normals, and then if I turn back face culling on, our ghost has an outline. Hey Samurai Lion, welcome. Oh, bye Morden. Sorry I didn't see your message earlier. Okay, but now we have ourselves a little ghost friend here. I'm gonna save that. Okay, let's go into we'll go into Roblox Studio now and turn this into a hat. Lucky Ashy, lucky. I should actually eat something today. I have not had anything yet. Okay, exporting out of 2.9 seems a little longer than exporting out of 2.8. That's a little annoying. What happened to all my games? Guess they're all still here. Okay, now I'm going to change the starter player to, or actually import Axel Hats. Open that up. And if it says it's good, then we're going to have textures too. Okay, this is taking a curiously long time. Okay, so I never used a character to scale this, I'm just realizing. So it may work. It may need to be resized in Blender. So we'll see. Okay. Let me make my character move. We'll call this just starter character, and it's got a hat on. Hit play. Okay, now I'm gonna change the mesh. That's what it looks like with the wrong textures. Oh yeah, we definitely need to resize it. It's way too small. It's okay though, we'll just continue with this till we get it. Oh my gosh. Yep, I completely forgot to switch my screen back over. There you go. Oh man, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I was looking. Let's see. You made a hat, but when you import it to Roblox, the texture is broken. Yeah, so when that happens, if it shows no texture, you have to go into your decals on the Creator tab in Roblox. Um, and then you have to copy the ID and put it there. The reason why you import your hats and their texture is broken is because you don't have the ID. Um, so that'd be why. Okay. Let me put this in the right spot. Okay, so I might actually leave it this size. I don't mind that at all. You'll have to let me know what you think, but I think I should just get rid of that big yellow part in the middle. Oh, that just means the UVs were messed up, Samurai, so I don't know what to do about that, because there are a couple of things that could happen, but um, yeah, anyway. But that's how I make my hats. So let me rename this Pumpkin Ghost Hat. Okay, let's see what is it named? Yep, Pumpkin Ghost Hat. I'll copy this and then stop it. Then paste this into my hats. Okay, now is the moment of truth. So I'm gonna rename this block starter character. Hi Pika. No, I'm not a UGC creator now, but it doesn't hurt to practice. Oh yeah, I forgot to copy a script that I wrote into it, just to make it so that my hats get put on. And I'm going to anchor this one. Let's see if this works. Aha! It goes on my head. So I made a block that removes it too. Alright, there we go. There. Yeah, I like it. Alright. I'm going to take a screenshot and post this to Twitter. But basically that's how I make the hats. And this place is available to hop into and play with these hats. It's a bit of a mess right now. I need to clean it up. But yeah, if you want to hop in and play it to try my hats, it's just called Axel Globe Place 29 or something like that. Let me screenshot this and post it on Twitter for all those who missed out on this glorious stream. Oh, it keeps moving. Okay. I say okay all the time. And my desktop is now more cluttered. And you guys can use this as a wallpaper if you want. I'll post that too. Just as a bonus. Okay, that's published. You can play with that as much as you like. Run through and try my other hats on if you wish. But I think that's all for now. Thank you for enjoying my stream. Hope you all continue to